All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Howdy.
Hello.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
I am Willie Nelson.
And I am dressed up as myself.
For now.
For now, yes. Later tonight, I will not be.
Colts related, here we go. I, as not Willie Nelson, although I'll embody it today, hate the Steelers. Oh, my goodness. And most of it has to do with the fans feeling like they're God's gift to football when their team has lived in mediocrity. Yes, 18 non-losing seasons, but here's the deal. You can't even say winning seasons. It has to be non-losing seasons because the last season of Ben Roethlisberger, it went 8-1. And it's been over 10 years or something like that since they've won a playoff game. And their current point differential this season is 0.
Which
means the other teams have scored just as many points as they have on the total on the season. That's enough of that. You're going to hear more of me rant against the Steelers throughout this episode. I'm Kevin. This is my son, Liam. We're the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All Indiana Sports as part of the All In Sports and Rogue Media Sports Networks.
Yes. I also have a hot take that I will spurt in there somewhere in the episode. Welcome back in. The towels, the curtain, immaculate reception, Mean Joe Green, Chuck Noll. The past is the past, and these are two teams fighting for the future by dealing in the present. Let's go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports and on Twitter at All Indy Sports. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yep. Congratulations to Jonathan Taylor on being back-to-back AFC Ground Player of the Week. And he also won the AFC Player of the Month.
Yes.
10 touchdowns this month.
Crazy. And I mean, can we say that just like last year, it should be a running back as the MVP. Running backs are making a comeback, and, you know, it all kind of started with Jonathan Taylor meeting in the bus with Jim Irsay and all that kind of stuff.
I saw something that said, okay, you know, if Saquon Barkley didn't get the MVP last year, Jonathan Taylor shouldn't. And then they had some segue where they said shouldn't, and then it was like, but he has 14 touchdowns. Saquon ended with 15 last year. He's on pace to get 2,600 scrimmage yards.
Yeah.
More than Saquon had last year.
I know.
And all this stuff, I'm like, if anyone's going to get an MVP year, and if it continues to shape out the way it does, it's going to be Jonathan Taylor.
Nobody else, even the quarterbacks, have not shown the consistency to get it done.
AP in his MVP season had over 2,000 yards and 12 touchdowns.
And now
Jonathan Taylor has more touchdowns already.
Right, and Jonathan Taylor's looking down the bullet of LaDainian Tomlinson's single season touchdown record.
27, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, all right, Steelers, we're here to discuss. So let me break it down. I'm going to give you increments of 10 years. 1995, the Colts with Jim Harbaugh made it to the AFC Championship game, and I still, to this day, think that the Hail Mary was caught. Even though I don't really, but I just wish it was. I remember watching that from my couch when I was about 14 years old, going, oh man, so close. And then in 2005 was the divisional round. The Colts were down 21-10 in the fourth quarter. Peyton got the ball, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and this was when that kind of thing happened, we knew what was going to happen. Peyton Manning with the ball here. And then Troy Polamalu intercepted Peyton's pass, but it was overturned back. And then Dallas Clark, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James, 4 straight plays to score a touchdown. And then Wayne got in the back corner for a 2-point conversion. And it was a 3-point game, 4:24 left, still all 3 timeouts. But the Steelers came up with a turnover and like deep in the Colts territory at the 2-yard line. And then there was still 3 timeouts, right? So they had to hand the ball off. They had to run the ball. Well, Jerome Bettis, the bus, carried the ball. Gary Brackett put his helmet on the ball, caused a fumble. Nick Harper, the cornerback, scooped it up, and it was almost like Ben Roethlisberger had read the news report the day before and went exactly for the same leg that Nick Harper's girlfriend had stabbed him in the night before and came up with the game-saving touchdown. But the Colts had the most accurate kicker of all time, Mike Vandercheck. But he missed it, like shoved it wide right. And that's how a nickname was born, Mike Vandershank. Mm-hmm. And then in 2015, the beginning of the Andrew Luck era, but Andrew Luck was not playing, and it was a 45-10 loss with Matt Hasselbeck that season.
Yes,
this is another 10 year. The Colts have won the past 2 meetings. Let's see if they can break that. The Colts have broken a ton of different things this season that have been kind of their bad juju going forward. What's your hot take? You want to do it now?
Sure.
All right.
My hot take is Mike Tomlin should be fired.
Oh, I love it.
Mediocrity is not what you want from a football team. You need more than just that. You need success. There's a reason why Tony Dungy left. He was being mediocre at the end of his career. There's a reason why Frank Reich left. He was honestly a mediocre coach. They were doing 9-8 seasons.
Yep.
But he left. Shane Steichen got brought in, had, the mediocre seasons, but this year he's having a great season. So you give coaches time. But Mike Tomlin has been let me fact check myself.
This is an organization, by the way, with only 3 coaches in the Super Bowl era. So yes. They don't give up on people a ton.
Mike Tomlin, 18 full seasons, never had a losing season. But how many of those are 9-8? How many of those are 8-8, whatever it is?
And when's the last time they won a playoff game?
Exactly. Mike Tomlin should be fired.
Well, there you go. You heard it here. Let's get into the game. What are your keys to the game here?
Run the ball. Keep running the ball. Their defense this is probably one of the hardest defense that we've played.
Not statistically.
Right. I still believe the Broncos defense is the best defense in the league. We beat them. So Steelers, definitely a great defense. Their offense is a little lackluster. So got to capitalize on offense. I like starting with the ball here. It's what we've tended to do this whole year, and it's worked out pretty well. What's Shane Steichen? He says, pass to score, run to win.
Yep.
I like that a lot. So pass to score, and then once you get inside the 5-yard line, run the ball. Because JT's going to break off something.
Right.
Whether it be a holding call and it gets brought back.
The Colts are statistically one of the best red zone teams right now, and the Steelers defense is one of the best red zone defenses, even though they've given up a lot. They've been stingy in the red zone, so it'll be kind of that kind of thing in the red zone.
Mm-hmm. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Aaron Rodgers is old. He's slow. He's a pocket passer. Collapse the pocket. Bring blitzes. They're not that great against blitzes. Their run game is not that strong. Jaylen Warren is good. He's very good. But they don't have anyone else to kind of help him out. Their pass game is where they strive because Aaron Rodgers, regardless if he's old or not, he's still a great passer.
Yep.
They have DK Metcalf now. So they have weapons to use.
They got Austin.
They have Austin. They have a 6'7" tight end, Darnell Washington. So Pat Freiermuth. They have weapons. So watch out for the pass game, and we're kind of weak in the pass game, to be honest.
Yeah.
we're really good at in the run, but the Colts aren't that great in the pass. You got to capitalize on that. Ward is still not back.
Yep.
I believe this is his second to last or last week on IR, something like that.
Yep.
So he'll be back soon, but not today. But our corners seem to have held strong. Just limit the pass game. And last thing, this Steelers defense is, the Steelers in recent years have been, their defense is so good. Let's see how good it is. They are going against statistically the most efficient offense of all time. Yes, better than the 08 Patriots with Randy Moss and Tom Brady.
17. Yeah, and better than, 08 and 17, both great Patriots, and better than both of them, and better than the 2009 Colts that they continue to be measured against in-house. Yeah. I love it. Okay, so speaking of that defense, I'm going to give you some names. I'm going to name drop here. Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Patrick Queen, Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter Jr. These are not the names of a terrible, get it, defense, but that's where we are. Here we are. All of those people responsible for one of the worst defenses, especially in Pittsburgh history. Don't let this be a get-back game. Speaking of which, Open Goal has a great rebounder and goal setup for you. Click the link in the description for more on that. The Colts, in their recent history, have allowed people to get right against them and do what they have been known to do. So don't let that be the case for this game against the Steelers.
The Steelers are on a 2-game lose streak, so
yes,
they really
they need
this
it.
one.
They want it.
If they don't get this one, then they're 4-4 all of a sudden.
Yep, and the Lamar Jackson's return makes it dangerous with people behind them in their own division now.
Yep. Crazy how if they win or if they lose, they'll still be at the top of the division at 4-4.
Right.
Just shows you how bad the AFC North is now.
Yeah, which is funny because shouldn't be. For the past several years, it's been, oh my goodness, but look at it, but not this year. Mm-hmm. Protect the ball, take the ball, win the turnover battle. You're almost guaranteed to win the game. It's very simple. Play tough, physical football in the trenches. This is Steelers classic game football, but it also can be and should be the Colts. Speaking of which, this was just last year, mind you.
The gauntlet as they march it right down Pittsburgh's throat.
Now starting center, Tanner Bortolini in his first start. They started the game with Anthony Richardson and ended the game with Joe Flacco. Still beat them. Also, speaking of which, Colts beat both the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers last season with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. So
this is true.
There's that. Guard the middle of the field like your life depended on it. This has been a weakness for the Colts, but it's a strength for the Steelers. So make sure you guard that middle of the field. They're gonna, with all of their tight ends, they're gonna love that space with all those guys. You might see a 3 tight end set, but it'll be confusing because they'll split them out because of their lack of receiver. But they do have Metcalf, so make sure you're always doubling him. Make Mr. Rodgers uncomfortable. Be aware of the screen game. He's going to try to pick apart your defense in that way. So be aware that is a part of football, that you can pass it to the running back coming out of the backfield. It seems like in the past, recent past, again, the Colts have forgotten that part. Get the ball out quick on offense, spread formations early and often, distribute the ball to the playmakers, play Indiana sports where you play unselfish ball for everyone. And I will say, go at Joey Porter Jr. He's having what I believe is a sophomore slump, so go at him. What are your matchups to watch?
One I say every week, Tyler Warren versus whoever's going to guard him. This defense is good. It's got talent. But
I believe it'll probably be a mix of Patrick Queen and Jalen Ramsey, if I had to guess.
But still, who's going to guard him? If Jalen Ramsey is guarding Warren, who's guarding MPJ after the week that he had?
Right.
Who's guarding Downs? Who's guarding Pierce? Like, you lost Minka.
Yep.
So Pierce is one-on-one against a safety who you don't really know.
Right.
By the way, real quick shout out. I wasn't here for the recap episode.
Yep.
My Mayflower move of the game.
Yeah.
I was really excited to say this one was the Michael Pittman drive.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Where he had the bobble catch and then he caught it with his bicep.
I tell you what, that catch, that bobble catch, whenever it happened, I turned to your mom where we were watching. I said, do you remember when that happened against Reggie Wayne in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots? And we just had this, like, it was almost the exact same place on the field and everything going the same direction where Reggie Wayne had a catch against the Patriots the year they won the Super Bowl. You were asleep. You didn't remember it because you were night because you were little. But it was so much like that where it just hung in the air. It seemed like forever. And yeah, I agree. It's a great drive.
But back to this game.
Yep.
So there's so many people that you have to guard. I think if you use Jalen Ramsey for Warren, it's kind of a waste because Patrick Queen is I'd say a pretty solid coverage linebacker.
Yeah.
But still, even if you have them on him, Tyler Warren's going to get open. He's going to get the ball. 60-plus yards at least. And then on the defensive side, whether it be Bernard Ryman or Braden Smith, whoever's side TJ chooses, against TJ, one of the best defensive ends in the league, not better than Myles Garrett. I don't care what you say, Myles Garrett has been the best for the past 5 years.
Yep.
So whoever's going against TJ Watt, I believe both of them are very capable of blocking him. I believe Ryman is a little bit more capable, but whenever
you'll probably be on Braden Smith's side.
Yeah, whenever you're on Braden Smith's side, it's not the blind side, so Jones can react the way he wants to. And then Cam Hayward versus the interior line. Same thing with Highsmith if Highsmith decides to blitz, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, whoever's going to guard Metcalf. And then our 4 front versus their 5 front. Getting to Aaron Rodgers, making him uncomfortable.
All right. I've only got a couple more to add here. Cam Bynum versus DK Metcalf over the top, right? He's going to have to almost kind of just shadow wherever DK is and kind of play that position. And then Jermaine Pratt, I think, is who will end up mostly against Pat Freiermuth. I think that he is that coverage linebacker that will end up in that area, whoever that is. And this is a very tight end game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both sides of the ball, you're going to want to make sure you're paying attention to the tight ends, both for everything that the tight ends do. This is a dream for me who loves the tight end position and still believes it's the last actual full football position left, where you have to know so much about everything in the run game and the pass game and the blocking schemes for both. And so this is a very tight end game. It all comes down to how you train and how you go about it. Speaking of which, Farm Hounds have training, helped you train your puppies with healthy treats like we love at Country Mountain Dogs. Click the link in the description for more. And my last matchup to watch, as always, will be a coaching matchup. Lou Anarumo versus Arthur Smith, the new 2-year offensive coordinator for the Steelers. They have met 4 different times in their roles, either as head coach for Arthur or as offensive coordinator. And Lou is 3-1 currently against Arthur Smith. And so I say keep that going. All right, it's time to get into the all-in player to watch, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Take a look at this. Football's back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code COLTS to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code COLTS. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 and up, 19 and up in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and up, and in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. All right, Underdog Fantasy Sports, great because you can play some games, you can stack some players together, and you can win a little bit. You can win more, or you don't have to panic if you have 3 players and one of them doesn't do what you think that they were going to do. You can still win money. It's okay. You can combine them, but if they all hit, boo, open up your bank, get your bag. Tyler Warren, you already mentioned 60. Josh Downs, obviously. Alec Pierce over that secondary as well. All good picks. But who is your all-in player to watch?
It's got I don't know who else it has to be. It's got to be Jonathan Taylor coming off another 3-touchdown week. Will he have 3 touchdowns this week? Probably not. But that's what I said every other week. So who knows? I don't even know where to begin. Like every single week, I feel like I've said everything, and then something new happens.
Yep.
First player in franchise history to have 4 games with 3 sorry, I said that wrong. First player in franchise history to have 3 games back to back to back where he scored 3 or more touchdowns against the franchise.
Yep.
So the last 3 games, he has scored 3 or more touchdowns against the Titans.
Yep.
I think last year, it was the end of the year, obviously, he scored 3. I think the game before that, he scored 2, and it was really close.
Well, the game before that last year was the Broncos game where he dropped the one.
Mm-hmm,
so
right.
I remember the first one he did, he held on to that ball all the way
to the tunnel. I like the little celebration he's hitting now.
Yep. Boop,
right.
Boop. Yep.
I hit that at melody every now and then whenever I'm dancing. But so I'm looking for Jonathan Taylor to have another big day. He is the life and breath of this offense. We can do other things besides run the ball.
Yep. But why?
But why would we do anything else whenever this is working?
Right. Exactly. All right. So I've got a little bit of a different one here. This is a player that we've talked about a lot over the last 2-3 seasons, but hasn't really done a ton this year because it's a different system and less is being asked of this person. Plus, thankfully, the defense is on the field less. But I'm going to give it to the Philly guy playing the other team from Pennsylvania, and that would be Zaire Franklin. I think this is a game with the physical nature and the that kind of thing that he can really live and breathe his comfort zone, just making plays there in the middle and guarding that middle of the field like we talked about. So I think if the Colts are going to be successful, I think he has to have a really knockout kind of game. Speaking of which, Joi Baby Sleep Sacks can help you get your little one knocked out, just like you were during the Colts AFC Championship game that year with their crib sets and sleep sacks. Click the link in the description for more on that. It's prediction time. Who do you have winning, and what's the score going to be?
It's hard to, like, I think the Colts are going to get it done.
Hey, Pete Sousa. Pete Sousa picked the Steelers.
I watched it. Scotty picked the Colts.
Scotty picked the Colts, and he's going to kill me if they lose, but I don't care.
Yeah. The Colts are going to get it done. It's going to be a middle scoring game. The Colts won't reach their 32-point threshold, I think it is now. But they're going to get 27, and the Steelers are going to get 24. Chris Boswell is not going to get the field goal. He's not going to miss it, but they're not going to get in range.
Okay.
I'm calling Aaron Rodgers' sack last drive of the game.
Nice. Little quiddy pay from last year against the Jets. Okay. I like it. Okay, so I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. I risked it last week. Still calling the Titans game. So since this one I think is a little bit closer, I'm going to pick the Steelers. But I think, unlike you, I think that the only way that you can beat the Colts is really to outscore the Colts. And honestly, you're probably your best bet with the way that they're playing defense. And that's no offense to Lou. I think when it comes to it, it's going to they're going to be able to do what they need to do. But this game I've got Steelers 36, Colts 35.
Okay, Mr. Willie
exactly
Nelson.
What's that?
I said, okay, Mr. Willie Nelson.
There we go. So I don't know how, but, for the next few weeks, the Colts are on the road again. You're welcome. So that's all the time we have for this week. We're going to close it out at that point. We'll be back next week with our recap of this Steelers game, plus our weekly check-ins with the Pacers and IU football, as well as our unstable pick 6 NFL predictions, now featured on the Pete Sousa Show as well, and our preview of the first NFL game in Berlin as the Colts take on the Falcons at Olympic Stadium.
Yeah. Well, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all Indiana.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.